Mindfulness at work. Work is not outside your life. Most people speak of work-life balance as if life were one thing and work another, always tugging against each other like teams on a rope. Thích Nhất Hạnh gently corrects this split. He says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that mindfulness is the energy of being present for what is here, and it belongs not only to the meditation cushion, but to walking, standing, sitting, lying down, and working. Work is not outside your life. Work is one of the main places where your life unfolds. If you leave mindfulness at the door when you clock in, you have left yourself behind. He invites us to begin where we are. You step from the parking lot to the entrance. That short walk can be a small return. You feel the soles of your feet. You let your breath arrive and leave on its own. You allow your face to soften. In peace is every step. He reminds us that with mindful steps, the mind returns to the body, and you become truly alive in the present moment. You have not changed your job in those few breaths. You have changed your relationship to it. The task you are about to meet is no longer a battle to win or a stretch to endure, at least not entirely. It is a place to practice being a whole person in the middle of a busy world. From this perspective, the split between work and life begins to heal. Washing a bowl at home and drafting a report at your desk can be held in the same light if awareness is present. In The Miracle of Mindfulness, he says that sweeping the floor or washing the dishes becomes sacred when mindfulness and concentration are there. The same is true for building a spreadsheet, writing code, teaching a class, changing a bandage, or leading a meeting. What dignifies action is not its glamour, but the quality of attention you bring. Attention, when it is steady and kind, reveals meaning even in tasks that used to feel like filler. The day ceases to be a countdown to after work and becomes a field where you can practice composure, clarity, and care. This does not mean denying pressure or pretending deadlines do not exist. It means you meet pressure with a nervous system that is less inflamed, a mind that is less scattered, and a heart that remembers why you chose to do this work in the first place. Mindfulness does not remove a heavy workload. It removes a layer of tension that makes the load heavier than it needs to be. In The Art of Living, he describes mindfulness as a basic resource that allows us to stop being victims of wrong perception. At work, wrong perception multiplies quickly. They are against me. This will ruin everything. I have no time. Mindfulness does not argue with these thoughts. It returns you to breath and body so you can check whether the thoughts are true, and if they are partly true, what wise action is possible now. It is easy to imagine that mindfulness will make you slower. Thích Nhất Hạnh turns this on its head. When your mind and body are together, you waste less time repairing mistakes born of hurry. You waste less time rehearsing anxieties that never happen. You waste less time in conversations that go sideways because you were not really listening. You become more efficient by being more humane. The shortest path to a good day is often the gentlest one. Attention in motion. The workplace is full of tiny thresholds that can easily carry you away. The elevator doors open and a tide of urgency enters. The first burst of email tilts the day into reaction. The meeting runs long and your jaw tightens without your consent. Thích Nhất Hạnh offers a practical, almost playful response. Treat these moments as bells of mindfulness. In peace is every step, he suggests that the first rings of a phone call, the sight of a doorway, or climbing a set of stairs can be cues to breathe and return. You do not need a bronze bell. The modern office already rings. To make this real, choose one threshold and turn it into a promise. When you click join on a meeting, let the first inhalation be a conscious homecoming and the first exhalation be a softening of the shoulders. When you open your inbox, pause and feel the chair support you. These gestures take seconds, but they change the climate of your mind. You are no longer a leaf blown across the schedule. You are a person taking your seat in the stream of the day. He emphasizes in How to Sit that even a minute of arriving can restore steadiness. Restoration in small sips throughout the day is more sustainable than waiting for a single long drink of calm that never seems to come. The work itself becomes the practice when you give it full attention, one unit at a time. If you are writing, write. If you are debugging, debug. If you are sterilizing instruments, sterilize instruments. This sounds obvious, but much of our exhaustion comes from trying to do 3 tasks in one breath. Thich Nhat Hanh's famous instruction from The Miracle of Mindfulness applies here with surprising strength. Wash the dishes to wash the dishes. At work, answer the email to answer the email. Draft the paragraph to draft the paragraph. When you make the action the end instead of merely the means, the mind stops running ahead of the hands, and the quality of what you produce improves. He also recommends we move with awareness between tasks. Before you switch windows, feel your hands. Before you stand up, feel your feet. Before you speak, feel your breath. These half moments of contact let the nervous system reset. They prevent the residue of one task from splashing into the next. Over time, you will notice fewer frayed edges, fewer impulsive replies, fewer sentences you wish you could recall. This is not superstition. It is maintenance. In How to Walk, he teaches that each step can be an arrival. Take this literally in the office. The walk to the restroom, the trip to a colleague's desk, the stroll to the copier, each is a chance to come back to your body. You are not wasting time. You are investing in clarity. Paradoxically, giving yourself permission to walk without rehearsing your next line often brings you the right line. Insight visits minds that are present. The corridor becomes a small monastery between meetings. Right livelihood and the question of meaning. Mindfulness at work is not only technique, it is ethics. Thich Nhat Hanh brings the Buddhist teaching of right livelihood into modern life with disarming clarity. In many talks and writings, he defines right livelihood as the kind of occupation that does not make us or others suffer, and that allows us to express our ideal of compassion and understanding. This does not mean everyone must leave their job to become a monk or a healer. It means we examine what our work supports in the world, what it harms, and whether the net effect accords with our conscience. He is practical and kind about this. He knows that people have families to support and mortgages to pay. He does not shame anyone for their role. He asks for honest looking. If your work depends on deception, if it profits from addiction, if it injures the earth, if it stokes conflict for gain, mindfulness will make that truth harder to ignore. The energy of awareness opens your eyes. And once you see, you have choices along a spectrum. You can begin where you are, nudging the culture of your team in a more humane direction, advocating for safer processes, refusing to participate in harm when it is in your power to refuse. You can plan a transition to work that aligns more closely with your values. Sometimes the first step is not a resignation letter, but a conversation, a request for a different assignment, a creative reimagining of how your skills could serve the same organization without causing as much harm. He is also clear that money alone is a thin reason to stay in a job that violates your heart. In The Art of Power, he argues that true power is not wealth or rank, but the capacity to be free and joyful in the present moment and to relieve suffering. A job that undermines your integrity erodes this power even as it fattens a bank account. By contrast, a job that allows you to express love and responsibility, even if it brings less money, often yields a deeper satisfaction and a sturdier happiness. He is not romantic. He is realistic about the cost of living. His point is that meaning is a form of nourishment, and without it, the spirit malnourishes no matter the salary. Companies, too, can practice right livelihood. He sometimes points to enterprises that choose to put the well-being of people and planet alongside profit. When leadership is motivated by love and responsibility rather than fear and greed, he says, a business can be both prosperous and humane. This is not a slogan. It is a competitive advantage in a world where burnout and distrust are expensive. Mindfulness inside an organization shows up in safer workloads, clearer communication, policies that invite rest and renewal, and products that do not poison the well we all drink from. Culture becomes a daily practice rather than a poster in the hallway. For those who cannot change jobs immediately, the question of meaning is not closed. You can bring meaning to the exact task in front of you by asking, who does this serve? And how can I do it in a way that reduces suffering? A nurse charting at 2 a.m. can remember that clear notes prevent errors. A barista can remember that a small kindness at dawn can lighten a stranger's day. A line worker can remember that doing this step well protects the next person in the chain. These are not consolations. They are the real threads that tie our labor to the human web. Colleagues, conversations, and the practice of compassion. Projects matter, but the tone of a day is often set by the quality of our encounters. Thich Nhat Hanh treats communication as central to mindful living. He calls it loving speech and deep listening, the art of speaking truthfully, kindly, and helpfully, and the art of listening in a way that helps the other person suffer less. This is not soft piety. It is a practical technology for hard places. Begin with presence. When you walk into a conversation, let your first action be to arrive in your body. Feel your breath. If you are about to speak to a colleague in distress, breathe slowly enough that your calm can be borrowed. Nervous systems communicate beneath words. In The Miracle of Mindfulness, he often notes that a smile or a quiet breath can be a bell of mindfulness for others. Your steadiness helps make their steadiness possible. In this sense, a mindful person at work is a quiet leader, whether or not their title says so. Listening comes next. Deep listening means you are not preparing your reply while the other person is still speaking. You are not fixing them. You are not diagnosing their character. You are receiving their words and their tone, and you are listening for what hurts. This kind of attention can be rare in professional settings, where speed is prized and vulnerability is risky. You cannot solve every problem this way, but you can often reduce unnecessary suffering simply by letting another human being feel heard. From that ground, solutions, if they exist, are easier to see. When you do speak, choose words that build rather than break. Loving speech does not mean avoiding hard truths. It means delivering truth at a temperature the other person can absorb. It means being specific rather than global, asking for the behavior you need rather than attacking the person you fear. It means pausing when anger surges and breathing until the heat drops a few degrees. In anger, he teaches that anger is a kind of storm. It passes faster when we refuse to feed it with rehearsed grievances and accusatory stories. At work, this skill prevents an irritation from becoming a feud and a disagreement from becoming a division. Conflict will still arise. Mindfulness does not promise harmony by magic. It offers a reliable way back when trust is strained. When you have contributed to harm, apologize without performance. When you have been harmed, state the impact without humiliation. When the system itself harms, organize courageously but without hatred, remembering his central insight from Peace's every step. Meditation is not retreat, but resistance to hatred. You can resist policies and patterns that injure people while refusing to become what you oppose. Remember also the quiet glue of appreciation. The mind's bias toward what is wrong is useful for problem solving and corrosive for culture. A short note of thanks, a spoken recognition of care or craft, a quick acknowledgement in a meeting, these are not perks. They are the everyday currency of belonging. He says that our presence can inspire others to practice even unconsciously. Your appreciation is a form of presence that strengthens the field in which everyone works. Stress, burnout, and the taste of joy. Modern workplaces often normalize exhaustion. The body whispers for rest and we reply with coffee. The mind pleads for quiet and we reply with another meeting. The heart asks for meaning and we reply with a bonus. Thich Nhat Hanh invites us to pause this cycle. In many teachings, including How to Relax, he reminds us that humans, like other animals, heal when we rest. Mindfulness gives rest a path into a busy day. A single conscious breath is rest. One mindful step between tasks is rest. Closing your eyes for 3 breaths before sending a difficult email is rest. These tiny rests, repeated, accumulate into resilience. The body is the doorway. When stress spikes, the mind spins stories. If you chase each story, you will be running all day. Instead, notice the body. Where is the tension? What is the breath doing? Which muscles are trying to hold up the sky? Put a hand where it tightens, jaw, chest, belly, and breathe into that place with kindness. He often teaches a simple sentence. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. The smile is not a mask. It is a signal to the nervous system that it can step down from high alert. You are not abandoning the problem. You are preparing a steadier mind to meet it. Burnout grows in soil that mixes relentless demand with low meaning and little community. Mindfulness touches all 3. It helps you see which demands are real and which are the noise of habit. It reconnects you with meaning by reminding you of the human beings your work serves. And it nudges you toward community by showing you how dependent we are on each other's steadiness. Sangha, community, is not only a Buddhist word. At work, it can be 2 colleagues who agree to pause for breath at noon, a small circle that meets once a week to practice listening, a leader who protects focused time like a commons. These do not require permission from the world. They require a handful of people willing to go first. Joy is not the opposite of responsibility. It is the food that lets responsibility continue without bitterness. He is adamant that joy is possible in the middle of effort. In How to Eat, he writes that the purpose of breakfast is to eat breakfast, meaning the purpose of any moment is to live it, not to trade it for a future that never arrives. At work, this translates into 1,000 small acts of enjoyment that do not slow you down. They make you more human. You can feel the warmth of a cup before you drink. You can notice the rhythm of your fingers on the keyboard. You can watch a colleague's eyes soften when they feel understood. These do not add minutes to your calendar. They add life to your minutes. When the day ends, end it. Thich Nhat Hanh's letter teaching is a helpful image. He says that when you write a beautiful letter, the letter is not just what you write at the desk. It is also the mindfulness you cultivated while walking, cooking, and breathing throughout the day. The quality of your work is the sum of many small kindnesses to attention. In the same way, the quality of your rest is shaped by how you finish. Close the computer with awareness. Stand up and give your body a moment before you reach for your phone. Step outside, even for 1 breath, and feel air moving across your face. You are teaching your mind that it may release its grip. Finally, remember the simplest vow, to be a free person at work. He says that freedom is our practice. Freedom in this sense is not the absence of a boss or a calendar. It is the presence of a steady, kind attention that cannot be fully colonized by fear or hurry. A free person can meet a deadline without violence toward themselves or others. A free person can say yes with a whole heart and no with a clear one. A free person can taste joy in a cup of tea between tasks and carry that taste into the next call. If a single sentence were to remain from this chapter, let it be one that you can test the next time you touch your keyboard or pick up a tool. Work is not separate from the path. Work is one of the places where you learn to walk it. When you breathe before you begin, when you focus on one task with your whole attention, when you speak truth with kindness, when you rest for 3 breaths instead of driving yourself past usefulness, you are practicing. And practice changes the practitioner. You will not feel it every day. Some days will end in fatigue and doubt. But even then, your steps at work can be steps of peace. Tomorrow the bell will ring again. The bell may be an alarm clock or a calendar notification. Let it call you not only to tasks, but to presence. From the sidewalk to the doorway, from the doorway to the desk, from the desk to the next conversation. Carry the simplest instructions Thích Nhất Hạnh offers across his books. Breathe and know that you are breathing. Step and know that you are stepping. Speak and know that you are speaking. In this way, professional life ceases to be a battlefield you survive and becomes a field of practice where your own compassion and clarity are refined for the benefit of everyone you meet.